Welcome back to the channel, folks. Nate here with Murray Farm and Ranch, coming to you on Thanksgiving Eve, if that is a thing. We got a big day planned for tomorrow. We're gonna do the whole big Thanksgiving spread, turkey and dressing and ham and all the things. Mom and Dad and Tara and my mother-in-law will be handling most of the cooking. But every year they ask me to do one thing, and that is to make the salad. The salad that I'm going to be making for this Thanksgiving is a Greek salad, and I'll kind of tell you the origins of how this thing started. There's a restaurant in Texas in the Fort Worth area called Pappadeaux's. It's a seafood restaurant, and my family, we really enjoy Pappadeaux's. And when I was probably in college at some point when I ate there for the first time, and I was just blown away by how good the Greek salad was. And so I started kind of trying to find a recipe to emulate what they had going on. And the thing that was always missing was really the dressing. Store-bought Greek dressings just didn't compare. And so I did a lot of research, and I put a bunch of different recipes together, and I have cracked the code on Greek dressing. So come along, guys. I'm going to show you how to make the Greek salad that tops them all. Come on. So as I mentioned, it is the night before Thanksgiving, and that is an important key in this, in that I do believe that the dressing is best made at least the day before you're gonna have the salad. I feel like that makes all the different ingredients kind of meld together, and you get more intense flavor in the dressing. It's honestly not that hard to make. It's gonna have a couple of different ingredients, which we'll go over. Feta cheese, some buttermilk, some either white wine or red wine vinegar, garlic, some dill weed, a little bit of lemon juice, and salt and pepper. We're gonna mix those things together. We're gonna let it set overnight, put it in the fridge, and it's gonna really just make an amazing concoction. I did forget to mention the oil. We use either an olive oil or avocado oil. First thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my garlic and I'm gonna crush the garlic and allow it to set while I'm doing some of the other things. That releases some oils in the garlic that makes it have an intense flavor, and it just makes it better. So I recommend peeling your garlic, get a good crush on it, and then let it set while you're doing some of these other things. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, so we've got our garlic nice and smashed up. We're just gonna let it kind of set for a moment. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this lemon, I'm gonna kind of roll it and kind of get it good and smashed and kind of softened up a little bit. And then I'm gonna squeeze some juice out of this lemon. We're gonna use a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice in addition to the white wine vinegar, which is gonna add a little bit of acidity and a little tartness to our dressing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my lemon juiced. All right, so my lemon is juiced, and what I like to do is I like to use my little juice bowl here. I mix a lot of ingredients in here first, and then we're going to ultimately use the blender to blend it all together and kind of get the consistency that we want. But I'm going to start out mixing some things in here in this little lemon juice, or this lemon juicer. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my garlic and I'm going to go ahead and smash it up and get some garlic in with the lemon juice. Now what I did is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic, and that sounds like a lot, but we want this dressing to be really like super just potent with that flavor, and so it honestly is not too much. I think I've probably made this dressing with more garlic in it in the past, but I'm going with about 5 cloves tonight. So I'm going to get that in my garlic press and get that added to my lemon juice. so I've got my garlic in with my lemon juice. The next thing I'm going to do is add in a little bit of dill weed. Now, I definitely prefer fresh. We don't have any in the garden right now, and I wasn't about to step foot in Walmart or another grocery store the day before Thanksgiving, and so we're just going to have to go with what we've got, which is great value. Now, as far as quantity goes, you're going to go heavy on this. You want this to have a lot of dill flavor. I found that is really potent in most of the good Greek dressings. And so I'm going to go with about a tablespoon of dill weed. Now, as far as your salt and pepper goes, I'm going to start with about a half teaspoon of pepper. And that's going to go into our mixture that we've got going on here. And then I may add a quarter of a teaspoon or so of salt to this. There's going to be a little bit of kind of taste testing going on, as we might have to add a little salt, add a little more pepper later in the recipe. But that's what I'm going to get started in here with our little concoction that we've got going on. All right, guys. So, man, this is really starting to come together. Smells delicious. I can smell that garlic. I can smell the lemon. It's just kind of molding together in here with the dill. Oh, it's awesome. All right, so next part is we're going to add some oil. And so I've got 1/3 of a cup of oil, and I'm just going to add that right to our mixture that we've got going on. Now, this in itself would be a pretty decent dressing. I mean, come on. I mean, lemon juice, garlic, dill, some oil, salt, pepper. I mean, that right there would make a decent dressing. But we don't do decent around here. We go all out. Top of the line, pinnacle Greek salad dressing. So next up, we're going to take this over to the blender. We're going to get some feta cheese and some buttermilk involved, and that's going to put this thing over the top. So now we've got our feta cheese. So this is a little over, it's 5 ounces, which puts it a little over a cup. We're going to use this entire thing of feta cheese. And so I'm going to take that and I'm just going to dump it into the blender. All right. Now, we've got 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. I'm going to go ahead and add this in with my feta cheese, and then we're going to slowly add in our buttermilk until we get the consistency in the salad dressing that we're looking for. All right, so we've got our concoction here inside our Ninja, and I'm going to give it just a little quick kind of pulse. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding in a little bit of buttermilk slowly until we get kind of the consistency that we're looking for. So the question is what kind of consistency are we looking for? Well, what I'm kind of looking for is something that is kind of like a ranch consistency that's got some kind of chunky pieces of feta cheese in it. Like, I don't want it like smooth and silky exactly. I want it to have a little bit of some pieces of feta that are left a little larger. Let's kind of take a peek. Oh yeah. So you can see how we have some smaller pieces of feta, but we've kind of got a consistency almost like a ranch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a little taste test, see if we've got enough salt and pepper, and then if so, then I'm going to remove this and put it in a container to let it chill in the fridge. So kind of see the consistency that we've got going on. Got some little pieces of feta in there, lots of dill. If you could only smell this. Oh yeah, guys, so here's what we've got. Looks great. We've got a mixture basically of buttermilk, feta cheese, dill, garlic, salt, pepper, a little bit of lemon, and it is on point. So I'm going to put a lid on this, get it in the fridge to chill, let these flavors kind of meld overnight, and tomorrow we're going to make a bang up top of the line pinnacle Greek salad. All right, guys, so last night we fixed up our dressing, which has all these flavors have melded together. This stuff smells top notch. And now we're gonna put our salad together. And so basically what I do is I have kind of imitated the salad at Papa Do's restaurant, which is down in the Fort Worth area, seafood place. We love their Greek salad. And they would bring out a big bowl of romaine lettuce, which I have. I've cleaned it, I've washed it, and cut it up. I've taken the stems out of it. And then they would bring a platter, something like this, that had a bunch of different, kind of condiments and vegetables and so forth to put on it. And this is kind of the one that we go with. So we use thinly sliced red onion, cucumbers, pepperoncini peppers, kalamata olives, capers, Roma tomatoes, and celery. And so the way that I like to do this is I sort of like to layer it. And so I'll do my tomatoes. And once I do my layer of tomatoes, I'll typically do my cucumbers. And then we'll start with the red onion. Then we'll do our pepperoncinis. Next will be our olives. Then our capers. If you really want to make this thing over the top, you can put a couple of like shrimp cocktail in it. That's what Papa Do's does, and it is amazing. I don't have any access to good shrimp cocktail today, so we're going to go without. Now, I've got another, we used, a full one of these in the making of our Greek dressing, but we're going to use a full, another container, and we're going to put this on top. And last, we are going to add our dressing. Now you want to do this, you want to put your dressing on like 30 or so minutes before you're ready to eat it, so that all these flavors kind of start to mix. And then right before serving, I'm going to throw some croutons on top to add kind of a little bit of crunchy texture. So I'm going to go ahead and put the dressing on. All right. Now, you may want to take a little bit of pepper and just season it up a little bit with pepper. I'm going to take this, I'm going to mix it up really nicely, get all the flavor kind of uniform, and then right before serving, we'll throw the croutons on.